sweet friends, welcome back to my cozy little craft corner. My name is Tasia and I'm the heart behind Wildly Planned. Today's video was inspired by Melody on Instagram. She had some questions about how I set up my traveler's notebook, and I thought it would be pretty fun to go through a traveler's notebook setup together. This would be a great video for beginners, and I want to go ahead and also discuss some of my planner favorites and my must-haves. Another thing on Instagram, I get a lot of questions on where certain things are from. So as we go through with the initial setup, I will talk about where I got certain things and try to link them below in the description for you. So this isn't going to be a true setup video. Once I get my new cover, we will do a true setup video. What this video is for is to pretty much walk you through this setup. So this is my traveler's notebook standard TN cover. This is in the Starbucks Reserve in the camel. And this is absolutely beautiful. I was in this one before I moved into my Love and Trip, and it was just so soft to the touch. It kind of has like that suede feel to it. There are some marks already. I don't know if you can kind of see the darkness here. That is from my dog when she was a puppy, and she would just randomly walk up and sniff my planner, and it kind of left little marks, which I think is super cute. It's definitely going to make this a memorable planner cover. Here I did stick on an adhesive pocket. Do not ask me where this is from. This is something I had in my stash, and unfortunately I cannot remember the shop that I got it from, or if the shop still even sells it, unfortunately. But the reason I'm bringing this out is because I wanted to show you this is what the standard TN will look like. It does have the bookmark, which I personally don't use the bookmark, and then you have two straps. You could technically use the two straps to put inserts in. I don't like to use the second one due to the height. I primarily just use the first and the main one. So this is kind of what it looks like when you first get a traveler's notebook. These are both from the Travelers Company, but there are many other brands out there that you could get it from. There's Moterm, which I highly recommend, and really it's just a piece of leather with some elastics. You can even find some more budget-friendly alternatives on Etsy. So this is what it would look like. Now, all I'm going to do in this video is I'm literally going to strip this entire planner, and we're going to walk through putting everything back in place together. Like I said, it's not a true setup video, but I wanted to show you how I get the 3 booklets to fit in here. So let me go ahead and kind of strip it, and then we'll come back. Okay, so here is my Love and Trip cover stripped, except for this. This is actually a foam charm from Gem's Strawberry Patch, but I clipped it and used it as a planner charm. So I'm not going to take that off just to have to put it back on. Planner charms are nice to have. It is not a must-have for your planner, but I do personally like it. I think it adds that extra touch to your planner. This is an elastic that I swapped out. This is something I had in my stash, but you can definitely find similar alternatives on Amazon. Amazon has a bunch. So this is something you could do to go ahead and swap out the covers. Not the covers, the colors. So you could do like a black or a pink or a red, whatever, you choose. It is a nice feature of a traveler's notebook. So I, of course, have the pink. Now on the inside, when you get your traveler's notebook, it does not come with adhesive pockets. I did add these myself. So this secretarial pocket is from the Travelers Company. I went ahead and stuck that on the back. And then on this one, this is a adhesive pocket from Simply Gilded. And I did kind of trim the side to make it more of a secretarial pocket. And again, it's just something I had in my stash. There are other sellers on Etsy and on Amazon where you could get your own adhesive pocket if that is something that you would like to do. Now, that's not a must, but for me personally, I do think that I like having that extra space and having that storage with the adhesive pocket. So for me, I would consider that something worth purchasing and a must-have for myself. So I'm going to just stick my deco back in. This is a planner card from Simply Gilded. It's something I had in my stash. And this is a card from my minimal planner. And so I use that as deco right in the front. In the back, I have this shiny just red paper. This card is a freebie from Hannah's shop, Soft Paper Studio. And same thing, I like to have that little piece in the back. And then I have a washi card from the Coffee Monsters Co. This is something that I use pretty much daily to rip my washi when I plan. So I like to store it right back here, so it's just easy for me to grab when I need it. Okay, for the next part, I'm going to show you guys my 3 notebooks that I am going to be using in my TN. So this first one, I get questions all the time about where this clear cover is from. It's a vinyl like dashboard cover made for the Travelers Company size notebook, and that is from Planning with Kay. She does have PR Girls, so if you want an extra discount code, definitely follow them. Here, all of these notebooks, all 3 of them are from the Travelers Company. Or Midori if you want to just order it through Amazon, which is what I did. And I have the blank version. I have the grid version. And I have the lined version. Now, all 3 of these are the bright white paper. I'm not a fan of cream paper. I have to do bright white just because that is what I'm used to doing in my personal rings. It's just my personal preference. So these are the 3 notebooks that I'm going to use. Really quick, I want to walk you through how to fit 3 of the notebooks in here, and then we'll go ahead and add the extra deco. This one I just wrapped in washi. It's the exact cover that it comes with, which is this color. I didn't like this color, so I just took washi and wrapped it around. So when it comes to adding multiple notebooks to your traveler's notebook, there's a couple of ways that you can do it. I'm just going to show you the method that works best for me. So again, I don't use the second string. I only use the first one. So the first one would be, well, technically my second insert, I want it to be my calendar insert, which is the grid one. So I am going to go ahead and just find the middle of the book, and I'm going to slide it right in perfectly. Now, I want this to be my first book because it's my journal, and this is my brain dump, and I want this to be my 3rd notebook. So again, a couple of ways you could do it. They have options on Amazon. Let me see. Like this, where it's already made, I believe. This came with my Travelers Company Love and Trip. It's just extra elastic, and I tied it. I personally like this because it has more stretch to it. One thing about doing this method is you want to find good elastic because you don't want it to be too tight where it's going to start digging into your inserts and start tearing the paper. So, same thing, you want to find the middle. And you're going to take your elastic band and you're going to go right over. I just want the knot to be on the back side. So that's what it looks like. And then you're going to take your second insert, find the middle, and slide it through. So this is what it should look like. So you have the elastic going through the middle of both notebooks. Next, what you want to do is you want to go ahead and slide one of the notebooks right under here. So do you see that extra space right there? I'm not going to put it under the second string. It's just going to go right under the notebook. Oops. And then next I'm going to pull it forward. And that is what it looks like. So you have the space here. We have this one, which is our middle insert, and then we have the third. So that is how I fit multiple notebooks with just the elastic band and without the extra fluff of my extra decor. This is what it would look like. So obviously my planner is more stuff than this, so there's some slack. So that is how I fit more than one notebook, but now I want to go forward and add the rest of my folders. So to add my folders, it is very simple. So we're going to start with this first one. I have this vinyl folder, which you can get off of Amazon. This one is from Amazon, and you have like a zipper pocket here, so it's great for storage. On the back side, you have this full slit pocket, which I just have deco, and then I have the credit card slots. The lovely thing about this is if you don't want the credit cards to go in the front, you could always just flip it around. Obviously, I would turn this the other way, and so you could use this as more of a decorative front piece, and then on the other side of the insert, you would have the credit card slots. So many different ways that you can use it. And I got this off of Amazon. I will link my Amazon storefront in the description with the link to this. So it's very simple. I am just going to slide this right under my insert. So it's going under that string, just like that. The next one, and for this one, I'm going to take it out because this is the middle piece. I have this wrapped in this. So this is a standard TN folder from the Coffee Monsters Co. Unfortunately, this is sold out on her shop, but you could find it through a reseller like Mercari, and it's just a folder. So I have a secretarial pocket here, another one here, and this front pocket, and these just house some of my go-to stickers. I also wanted some vellum to kind of go with the theme, so I just trimmed this down and I wrap it right around this insert. So I would never use it just like this and like put it under the string because of the vellum. I feel like this would definitely wear over time and kind of ruin the vellum, but because I'm wrapping it in this, I feel like it's better protected. So this is my second insert that I'm going to be putting in. And so again, you want to find the middle. We're going to go ahead and slide that in. Okay, and for my last insert, I have it wrapped in another kind of vinyl dashboard. This is from the Travelers Company directly, or you can also get it through a reseller on Amazon. I believe I did order this through Amazon. So this is the Travelers Company brand, and it has a slip here. I really like the Love and Trip foil, so I wanted to use it as deco, which is why I stuck it in here. The back side, just more deco, and once again, I have more storage space here, and it just houses more of my go-to stickers. So I'm going to use this to wrap around my third insert, but I did also want more deco. I found this pretty shiny paper from Michaels, and I did the same thing. I just trimmed it down to size. So this is going to wrap my insert, and then I had this very pretty vellum from the Planner Society as well. So I just wanted to kind of layer more deco. And I don't know if you can see here, this is what I was talking about the elastic strings pulling, is it can kind of wear on your inserts a little bit. This isn't too bad. And I'm going to just go ahead and slide it. I don't normally do it like this. I would have, like before I even slid the notebooks in, I would have wrapped it, but just for the sake of the video, this is how. And then once you get all three all three notebooks in, you want to kind of just play with the, like how everything folds. I do have this pen loop, and it just clips on. This is from Midori, and same thing, I bought it through Amazon. So I'm just gonna go ahead and clip it to the last insert. And then I have my blush pink Ollie block. This I always use kind of just as deco. It's not really a planner must-have, but it's just something that I personally like to keep in my planner, especially because if I needed to go ahead and keep like extra papers or anything, I know that it would be secure because of the magnetic clip. Okay. So that is how I fit all 3 of these notebooks in. I'm going to have to kind of play with it a little just to get the fitting to work. And all 3 of these notebooks are kind of a must-have. Maybe not my journal. I could probably live with not keeping my journal in my main planner. But for me, anytime I have any kind of planner system, there are 2 non-negotiables that I need. One of them being a calendar section, which this is what this insert is. It houses my monthly and my weeklies. So that is a must-have in any setup. And then I need a place for a brain dump. I have a lot of things going on in my head, and sometimes I'm a big lister, so I need a space where I can just write messy, get it all out, and not really worry about like the aesthetic of it. And so having these 2 inserts are definitely a must-have for me. I do like having my journal in this setup, just it's nice to have everything that I need all in one place. But it's not necessarily something that I would absolutely need in my planner. So I hope that was helpful to anybody who is new. I hope the jump band method that I showed you guys works out for you. That's just how I do it. And it's funny because you wouldn't think, like looking at the first, my camel TN, that it would fit this much. But obviously it does. It houses 3 inserts, great. And every single one of my inserts are wrapped in some type of folder. So I will do my best to try and leave everything that I use linked down in the description. A lot of these, anything that I said can be found on Amazon, will be linked to my Amazon storefront. So I'll have a link to that. And of course, you can also get it from the Travelers Company. I'm very impressed with the quality of the products from the Travelers Company. So definitely recommend. If you have any other questions that maybe I haven't answered, please feel free to reach out either in the comments down below, or you can also message me directly on Instagram at wildlyplan. I'm always more than happy to help in any way that I can. So yeah, I think that's it for this week's video. Until next time, bye guys.